So now, here we are heading to the hills of Ashland. But first, we stop at a hip coffee place where there's way more than meets the eye. This is Noble Coffee, and this is the man with the plan. Meet Jared Rennie, owner and operator of this super cool coffee house. So what, will I look like this if I drink Noble Coffee?
You already do.
I don't know.
And yes, you will.
I'm wearing black.
Yeah, it's good for you.
I'm sucking it in right now.
We actually just did a lab analysis, and it has a lot of stuff in it that we never anticipated. It actually has something called ferulic acid, which is used in skincare products.
Ferulic acid.
Yes.
It's in the coffee?
Yes. So yeah, incredibly good for you. Grown in some of the most beautiful places in the world by really amazing people, and then prepared by fantastic people here.
My goodness. Well, can we take a peek back here?
Let's do it.
Look at this machine. I just found out this is like the most advanced espresso machine that's out there right now.
We've had an incredible espresso machine for about 10 years, and I haven't really seen the need to get anything new.
Okay.
And then we've partnered with this manufacturer. Their name is La Marzocco. They're out of
Yes,
Florence, Italy.
of course,
They're the best,
Sorry, guys.
the
Go
best.
ahead.
And I found out that they were creating this new machine, and they asked if we would help them to develop it. So this is actually a prototype. They're kind of like final prototype. Underneath the grill here, it actually is written in Italian, Priorità uno, which means
The first one.
and
prototype.
and also priority, like number one. This is their biggest thing. And so what it does, which is remarkable, we have 4 espressos, and each of our espressos gets its own pressure profile, so it actually puts pressure on the coffee in a ramping up and ramping down pattern, different for each coffee to get different flavors out of each coffee. So when we're making coffee, you'll watch our baristas, there are these little knobs on the right of the screens. They'll turn those knobs to get to the right profile, and then it'll tell you 28 seconds is the goal. This was a 29-second shot. These are actually scales that are incorporated into the drip tray to weigh how much the coffee is coming out at. So the target here was 34 grams of espresso. This
33.
is 33.1. These are perfectly within our parameters, so we know it's a great shot.
Where does the parameters come from?
Yeah, so as a team, we basically just, when we first got this machine, it was in the back. We're making coffee, pulling hundreds of shots, tasting, and then deciding for each of the coffees which is the profile that makes that coffee sing most truly, and then we save that profile, and then we can just replicate it over and over and over again.
Wow, you guys must have been floating at the end of the day after sampling.
It was a fun day, yeah, and we've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
We've had pressure profiling on our other machine for about 10 years, which is why La Marzocco chose us. We really utilize that technology to bring the most out of the coffees.
I love meeting people like you, just your heart and your passion behind things.
Thank you, Vinny.
You and that's why it is, well, look at this place, and that's why it is what it is, because of people like you.
We have essentially the most talented group of coffee professionals that I'm aware of. We're really lucky. So we have a single origin coffee from Ethiopia that we're using as espresso. So we have World Tour, which is what we put on our lattes and mochas, which is our big workhorse. It's coffee from all around the world, the 4 major producing regions. So it has coffee from Africa, Indonesia, Central America, South America.
That's all in one blend?
All in one blend, yep. With Brazilian doing the heavy lifting, it's a very classic Italian blend. Just smell that espresso.
Oh my goodness, you weren't kidding.
We pull what are called triple shots, triple ristretto. So we use more espresso, more coffee than most folks do in the industry to get more flavor.
Wow. May I?
Of course. Right? And you can even smell the cup.
Oh.
Right?
Smell the cup. And we weren't going to do any sipping. I was going big time. I was gonna get the full experience right there.
Every time we do a roast, we take a sample and we taste every batch we ever roast. And then on Tuesdays, we taste every batch we did that week, and then we try to figure out. Sometimes you'll make what you thought was a mistake that ends up being wonderful, and then you want to replicate that going forward. Our philosophy is that if we can improve by, call it 1% or 2% on a weekly basis, at the end of a year, right, you're 50 to 100% better. And then if you're doing that for We've been
love
doing
that.
this for 17 years, right? So you get to learn a lot.
I mean, what are we looking at here?
This is a siphon. So this is a method that was invented in the 1800s, older than espresso, older than French press. And what it does is it heats up water in this bottom bowl. And then as that starts to boil, the barista is going to engage this top funnel. The pressure from the bottom bowl is going to push the water up to mix with the coffee in the top. After about a minute of extracting the coffee, we're going to mix it with this bamboo paddle, and then we're going to turn the heat off. It's going to create a vacuum. It's going to create a siphon, and it's going to pull the coffee back through this paper filter. The coffee grounds stay in the top. We take the funnel off. You've got brewed coffee in the bottom. It's a beautiful science experiment.
It's just so charming. It's so hip and fun and lively. I saw your pastries that you do.
Yeah, we make those in-house.
Oh my god! And
We're very lucky. We're really lucky to live in such a wonderful place that supports what we're doing.
oh, no doubt.
You know, I mean, if we look around, we have incredible staff. We've got lots of really wonderful people who enjoy what we do.
And we got invited back in the spring. We get to go to their coffee tasting, try their pastries. I mean, this place is off the hook.